back about 2 years ago in March 2018, I had the chance to visit the WeWork headquarters in Chelsea, Manhattan, in New York City. And that was my first and only time in a WeWork. And I was mind blown when I walked in. It was just amazing. Like, I was definitely drinking the Kool-Aid or the cappuccino. So WeWork's value dropped from 47 billion to 20 billion, and it didn't stop there. It just kept plummeting and plummeting. The value of WeWork dropped so much, it was the largest loss of shareholder value of any company since Enron. Unbelievable. You guys hear that? That's one of the best playlists of all time. Yes, I said it, all time. I just discovered this playlist a few days ago, and if you're wondering what playlist it is, let me tell you. It is the Spotify Singles Covers playlist. All your favorite artists covering all of your favorite songs. Thank me later. Now, today's review will be focused on the podcast entitled WeCrashed, The Rise and Fall of WeWork. And that was created by David Brown and Wondery. Now, this is a 6-part series. You can find this on any of those platforms that have podcasts. The WeCrashed podcast tells the story of WeWork from beginning to end, focusing primarily on one of the founders, Adam Neumann. Adam Neumann was a very interesting CEO, to say the least. He had complete control of WeWork, the We company. Why? How did he do that? He had premium shares, which were worth 10 times the amount of any other share. So at the end of the day, he made all the decisions for the We company and had final say on every matter. At its height, WeWork was valued at $47 billion. That's more than the Ford Motor Company, which has been around for like 100 plus years. That's more than Uber, which was looked at as the unicorn of all unicorns of startup companies. So Adam fooled a lot of people into believing that WeWork was something very, very special. Now, in my opinion, the WeCrashed podcast was extremely well done. There are 6 episodes, and each episode presents new and valuable information. There is not a lot of fluff on any of the episodes, which I can really appreciate. However, the podcast is a little skewed to the negative. Obviously, the title of it is WeCrashed, so it really just focuses on the downfall of WeWork. But I think WeWork does deserve some credit for creating the shared workspace revolution that we've seen throughout America and throughout the world in today's age. Now, how did WeWork come to be valued at $47 billion? Well, there's one clear answer for that, and that is the CEO of SoftBank, one of the most famous, most respected, and successful investors in the whole world, Mr. Sun. He gave Adam about $10 billion, all based on maybe a 15-minute encounter. Wow, to have that type of money. And if you don't know anything about WeWork, WeWork is essentially a real estate company. What they do is just buy random buildings and then turn them into an office space. Now, these are really cool office spaces that they design. WeWork wanted to be known as a tech company. A lot of people just saw them as a real estate company. I myself kind of see them as a design company because, like Apple and many startups that have tried to emulate Apple, they were really focused on the design, the wow factor when people walked into a WeWork. Though WeWork was valued at $47 billion, right before it was going to IPO, its value dropped to $20 billion. That's like a 60% drop in value. And all of the investors around the world, that really raised their eyebrows. They were like, something is not right here. That was a very alarming red flag. But Adam was okay with it. He tried to go on like everything was normal. Like when I visited the WeWork HQ in New York City in March 2018, I saw like next level 3D visuals and AI technology and a prototype for the We Live space. It had a lasting impact on me and always made me look at WeWork as, well, in a favorable light. I got to interact with several employees there at WeWork, and everyone really seemed to enjoy being there. I did question the hours to see what type of hours they were working, and I was told the typical workday is about 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I thought, wow, 10 hours, that is a pretty long workday. But every employee at all the companies that I went to in New York City, except one, the employees were saying they worked about 10-hour days. So there are always disgruntled employees at every company. But as I was there at WeWork, I was there for about 3 hours, and I did hear a presentation from several employees, and they were just kind of talking about the interactions that they had with Adam and with the other founder, Miguel. All of them spoke of them in a favorable light. They just sounded like charismatic leaders, people that you wanted to be around. But in a situation like that, you would never expect an employee to say anything negative about their CEO at any company. Otherwise, why would they be the face of the company and representing the company to visitors who are coming? But overall, after listening to the entire WeCrashed podcast, it's pretty obvious that Adam did not have the best interests of his employees in mind for the long term, though he did have a really big and grandiose vision. Before any private company can go public, they must file an S1 prospectus with the SEC. And for WeWork, this was the summer of 2019. They're going to file their S1. So this is the hard financials of any company. This is a document created by accountants and financial gurus. Now, what did WeWork turn in for this? They turned in a marketing brochure. How did Adam possibly think that was going to fly? Well, he had been getting away with this for years, so he didn't think this would be any different. But everything stops with the SEC. They're not for any play at all. Now, on average, the CEO of any company's their name is listed about 15 to 50 times in an S1 document. Adam's name was listed in WeWork's S1 more than 169 times. 169 times. And often he was listed by his first name only, Adam. Not by Mr. Newman, not by Adam Newman, simply just Adam. This was mind-blowing, but I think for every story there's always good and bad, and we just want to see it presented evenly in the world. But big shout out to Wondery and David Brown, because I wouldn't have known many of these details about WeWork without them putting this podcast out to the world. So I would definitely encourage you all to go ahead and try it out. And you'll learn a lot more information than I shared here. I just kind of wanted to pique your interest and check it out. But stay tuned on the next installment, and I'll have another podcast review for you. If you have a podcast that you're thinking about watching,